Hey, what's up guys, TehRafiki here, and in this video I'm actually going to show you guys how to get the Awaken the Gazebo achievement in Black Ops 2 Vengeance DLC, which is the map Buried for the zombies on I can't remember what the map is called. So anyway, so what you want to first do is just jump down here. You're going to slide straight down, pick up the Remington shotgun's chalk, and just paint it on the question mark. You'll get 1,000 points for this. This whole painting feature that they've added, or drawing feature, or whatever you want to call it, is pretty much key to doing the achievement. As soon as you get down, just pretty much follow where I'm going. If you don't already know how to get Leroy out of his cage, and pretty much just get him out of his cage as soon as possible, because it allows alcohol, or the booze, to pretty much spawn still while you're in round 1 again, because you're going to need the alcohol for a second time. So here we are giving him the booze for the first time, and we're going to need it one more time, sort of more towards the end of the achievement. And now I'm just going to run this way. You can build the trample steam if you wanted to get to the bank a little bit quicker, but I found every time I've tried to use the trample steam really early on, it seems to kill the zombies, and the rounds just seem to end really quickly, and the zombies just die way too quickly. So pretty much just follow where I'm going and you'll be right to getting to the bank without using the trample steam. If you don't want to use it, you can give it a go if you want, but whichever. I'll also be showing you how to build the trample steam, because it's pretty much necessary for doing the achievement. So pretty much you're painting every gun. The final gun that you paint though, once you've painted all the guns, you get 2,000 points. So you rack up a total of, I think it is 7,000 points by the end of it, including the one with the Remington shotgun right at the start. If you shoot 7 bullets to the leg and then knife them, you get a total of 200 points per kill. So that works out good. If you're doing this on solo, only 6 zombies spawn within the first round, so you're gonna have to leave a few. I generally only kill like 1 or 2, sometimes 3 if I want to get the achievement, just to leave a few more if they die out or something happens. They just randomly die for some reason whenever I play. I don't know about it if it happens for anybody else, but anyway. So what we're doing just right now is pretty much just painting the weapons. I say paint, but it's really just drawing with chalk. So the first spot was just down there near Leroy's cage, and then up these stairs. And then I think I'm going to build the trample steam now. So the first part, so first you got to open this door, which is 750 points. First part's just there, and yeah, so we can just go ahead and run up to the room just above Leroy's cage and start building it. So as I said before, 7 bullets to the leg, and then just knife them. On round 1, you get 200 points per kill, which is better than just like the average 6. I'm not exactly sure how many points you get for just shooting them to death, but you get 130 for the knife and only 100 for the actual headshot kill, including the extra. That's excluding the extra 10 points per bullet you shoot at them. So it works out pretty good. And yeah, that second part was just up the top of those stairs. So we'll build that. And the trample steam is actually a pretty good thing. If you put it just near Jug and you face it sort of outwards, you can pretty much just sit in Jug while that flings all the zombies away. Occasionally a zombie does get through and you will have to kill him, but you can sometimes get pretty far using it. I've been to like around 25 or something. It's not that high of a round, but I mean it's good for some people. And yeah, so the next part is just up these stairs in this room. And just there, yep. So I'm not exactly sure how these parts make a trample steam, but I mean they do, so can't really complain there. And so I'll also show you everywhere where I put the trample steam. This is going to be pretty much a continuous recording, and all that happens is I fast forward through some things because it's just running, pretty much running for like a minute, and it's just pretty time consuming. Also, when you're doing this achievement, you're going to want to have a lot of patience and a lot of time on your hands, because it took me about an hour and a half to do this, because the amount of times I got a nuke when I was just about to get to the witch's house, it was frustrating. And yeah, so we'll grab the galvanucles and we'll paint those. Where should we paint them? There's a few spots we could paint them actually. Suppose we could paint them either near Speed Collar or just at the top of the bar. So anyway, so that tunnel that you seen me running down the back of is pretty much key to doing the saloon and turning the power on as well, because when you paint the gun just above the saloon, just upstairs on the outside of the saloon on the balcony, you can jump straight down into the room that has the power. So you can just turn that straight on. You're going to need the power when you pack a punch, because the power needs to be on to use pack a punch. It's a bit like perks. And yeah. So I'm just going to pick up the trample steam just in case the zombies accidentally walk on it, because they seem to do that for me a lot, and I'm just really paranoid about that sort of stuff. You probably don't have to, but just a safety precaution. Just running up this path again. Just be a little bit careful there, because when zombies spawn, they stop you from running, and you can fall and almost die. Sometimes you can die. This is the actual bar itself. So sometimes the alcohol actually spawns in there. If it does actually spawn inside the bar, you will have to buy the door. Later through this video, before I go into the witch's house, I'll actually buy that door and show you. You can buy the door and still afford to go to the witch's house and pack a punch. Just so you guys can see. So as you just saw, I painted the weapon and I turned the power on, and I'm just looking in there to see if the alcohol has spawned in there, because it'll either spawn in there somewhere on one of the tables or on the counter, or it'll spawn in Leroy's cell. And as you can see, it spawned in his cell, so I don't really need to buy the what's it called? The alcohol store, the doors to get in. But you can get the cheaper way in there, which is pretty much going around that back tunnel, which I think I'm about to do right now. And yeah, so yeah, right there, see, that's one of the reasons why I pick up the trample steam, because if I had have left it, that zombie would have jumped straight up and got killed straight away. I mean, it probably wouldn't have ended the round, but that's less points for me, so I don't really want that. So I'm just going to run around the back here, and yeah, so I'll show you the saloon. So pretty much the alcohol, like, I think I found it like to be 70 or 80% of the time it'll actually spawn in here. So I just jumped down, as you can see, and you can be in here, but you'll have to buy one of the doors to get out. So that couch is only 750 points, whereas the front doors are 1250. So it's 500 points cheaper, and as you'll see through this video, I can easily afford Pack-a-Punch. So once again, we're just going to get one of the guns to paint. I think if you are lucky enough to have the alcohol spawn in Leroy's cell, you can afford the quick revive perk if you're worried you're going to get down. Although I don't really see any point, because it's round 1 and chances of you downing are pretty slim unless you can't really handle the zombies too well. But most zombie players these days can handle round 1. It's not too hard. You just got to avoid the zombies. So this is where you put the trample steam for the question mark that's just near speed collar. Just got to be a little bit careful of the zombies that may jump onto it, and just quickly paint it. Now, lucky for us, with the general store open and trample steam built, we are able to go to the other area near the witch's house, which needs a trample steam to get out if you don't open any doors, and you need the general store open if you want to actually get through there without using the trample steam. So first, what we'll need to do is we'll need to grab the booze, and then we will need to actually open the doors. So what we'll do is we'll grab the booze, so just from here, and just be a little bit wary of the zombies, because sometimes they do die on their own and then they start spawning right behind you, and it is pretty tricky. If you've got a headset, that's great, because then you can hear them coming up behind you. I got lucky right here with the double points. I don't think I actually killed all the zombies. I think I left, I think it is 2 or 3 zombies when I went through the witch's house. So without the double points, I still would have been able to afford the witch's house, even if I hadn't have done that, because you get points from the Leroy opening, like actually getting out of his cage with the alcohol from destroying that barricade, and then, or debris, or whichever one you want to call it, and then you also get, I think it's nearly 500 points from just destroying the debris near the church, which you'll need to open because there is a question mark just upstairs in the church. So we'll get him to open it. If you didn't already know, when you knife Leroy and you've got alcohol or candy, he will chase after you for a short time. He doesn't chase after you for very long, but it is long enough for you to sort of get him somewhere a little bit quicker if you're trying to open something up and you don't have really much time. So you just put your trample steam there. If you want to get out, you just jump straight over the debris, wait for it to sort of get ready for you to jump straight over, and there we go. Just gonna quickly skip through this a little bit because I'm just running straight back through the tunnel to get the final weapon chalk. So yeah, it did actually take me a while to figure out how to do this. I honestly thought I could use a time machine. I tried it and it didn't work. I didn't get the achievement for using a time machine. Pretty much all I was doing was hitting up the mystery box until I got a time machine for the first go. So I'd restart the game, get a time bomb, not time machine, and then I'd set the round back to round 1, and then I'd go through and like use my bank, stuff like that. Because from what I understand with the time bomb is, say you took like 100 grand out of your bank and you spent it all, but you set the time before you took the money out of your bank, and then you open up all the doors, you spend all your money, you go back in time, the doors will still be open, and your money will still be in your bank, as if you never spent it, although the doors will be open, but you did spend it. So it's like a real weird paradox like that. And yeah, there's a glitch where you can duplicate your money as well, but I'm sure that's going to be patched by the time I upload this video. And yeah, so we'll paint this final weapon, and as you'll see, you'll get 2,000 points from the last weapon. So what you could do is buy any gun that's worth $1,000 or maybe even 1,200 if you've got the money. Before you go through the witch's house, you want to have at least 6,250 points, because the actual door for the witch's house is 1,250, and then you need the 5 grand for Pack-a-Punch. So this is where you put the trample steam, just to get over the fence. As you can see, there's a little rock. You can see that they laid this map out perfectly for this achievement. It works out really well. And yeah, we're just about to go through. As you can see, I've got the PDW. You can pretty much get any gun you want. You can even hit up the mystery box if you want, and hopefully you get lucky. Just got to be careful with these witches. They take 1,000 points away from you every time they hit you. They usually hit you with double hits, like how zombies occasionally do, where they'll take like 2 grand at a time at the same time as damaging you. They're not as strong as zombies, so you can get hit multiple times, although I really wouldn't recommend you getting hit when you're trying to get this achievement, because of the fact that they take your money away, and you really don't want them to take your money away. Another good tip for getting through that witch's house is take your time. If you see a witch, maybe step back a little bit and just try and keep your distance away from them. Once you make it all the way through the witch's house, you can just chill out here. It's an open area, so you can see the witches from a further distance than you can when you're in the maze. And when you're in the maze, they can also go through the actual walls of the maze. I found that pretty annoying too sometimes, because they've taken my money away from me when I've just been in the maze and they're not actually visible, they're actually in the walls. You get a free perk when you make it all the way through the maze. You also get an achievement if you haven't done it before. So now you just got to make your way through the maze. If you're not good with mazes, a good little tip is to follow the wall on your right hand side, and you will eventually make it to an exit. If you don't make it to the right exit, then just go back to the start and follow the wall on your left side. Just keep following it. If it turns the corner, you turn the corner, and you'll make it through really quickly. And there we go. Pack-a-Punched on round 1. Awaken the Gazebo achievement. If you guys found this video in any way helpful, please drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.